All right, we're recording, and it's time. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Skimmerville. I like that one.
Let's give this a shot, see what we can do with it today, and send us your subs, because that's how we're going to pay for it. I think that's what's going to happen. Use your Amazon free sub primes if you aren't already. It's a good way for us to justify this, because now neither of us are getting any work done. We're now doing this. This is work, but you know what I mean. I'll shut up now. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Ready?
I'm going to do a brief intro.
Ready.
And you'll hear it, and then we'll go.
Okay.
Don't fart on the microphone while I do this. All right? Here we go. Begins in 3, 2, 1. This is Skim with Scott and Kim Johnson.
Hey, hey.
Hi. This music's pretty cool. Look at. Oh, yeah. Honey, we're up in the club. We're all up in the club. Get it. Come get some. In the club. Is that how the kids say it? Is that what the kids do?
That's how the kids are saying it these days. Come get some.
Come get some in the club. Hey, everybody. We're calling it Skim because, I don't know, it doesn't exactly.
For now,
it's
someone's
fine.
asking us to chug milk. I said
What?
anything but milk.
Well, because they call it Skim, we got to chug milk?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't like skim milk. Sorry.
I don't either. It's blue water. Nobody likes skim milk. Skim milk is for people who don't actually drink milk. If you don't drink milk, drink skim milk because it's not actually milk. It's blue water. It's like the stuff Aunt Veru put into Luke's cup in Star Wars.
Some people would say that about almond milk, though.
Almond milk
but it's
is
not real milk.
You ever seen anyone on milk an almond?
Have you ever milked an almond?
Yeah,
No.
they got tiny little teats.
I don't think chicken have nuggets either, but
bitty teats. Well, everybody, you're wondering what the hell this is. I can tell you. It's Scott and Kim. We make a show now, or we're thinking about it, and today's a little bit of a test. It's like episode 00. It's not really the final format. This isn't our final form. This is more like an attempt to see what the crap it might be, if it is anything at all. And I think it will be because, all right, let's look at the history of it, of this, okay? I, Scott Johnson, and Kim Johnson, over there.
Kim Scott Johnson.
To whom I am legally betrothed. Does anyone say that anymore? That's an old way of saying
I
things.
think that's pretty old. How old are you?
I'm not 1,000.
Then you probably shouldn't say that.
You don't want to be my betrothed. Yeah. My dad used to always call you my bride. So he'd say...
He was big on that.
He loved it. He'd go, like whatever it was.
Hey, Scott, you and your bride, come on over here and have some dinner.
Yeah, you and your bride. Ask to bring your bride and come over and have dinner. And he would say this like 10 years into our marriage. I guess we weren't that quite that many years. Well, let's see. When he died in 2000, how many years were we into it by then?
Wow, 8.
Only 8 when he died? That's weird.
Yeah, because we were married in 92, so 8 years.
Yeah, and he died in 2000. That's super weird. I never thought of it that way. Seems like he was here longer for that. But anyway, that's what he'd say. Bring your bride with you. Or he'd say, hey, I need some help with the truck. But it's okay. Why don't you bring your bride?
Yeah.
And it
was really cute.
Yeah, it was cute. It was like a old man thing that no one ever said anymore. And he wasn't even that old.
He didn't say, but you're betrothed.
No, he never did. He never did.
It's not the early 1800s.
Right. Victorian England, where everyone's talking about their betrothed. But yeah, so Kim and I, we've been married for a long time. And weird bit is that despite all my, podcastery over the years and all this radio and stream business, we've never done anything.
Podcastery?
Yeah, sometimes I call it that. But we, frog pantry as well. Have you heard that? Lots of frog pantry. In that time, we raised 3 children, but we never did a show together. Partly because you were busy raising the 3 children while I was busy podcastrating myself. Anyway,
wow.
That doesn't work, does it? That's nasty. Nobody wants that.
Stop.
Nobody wants that at the end of the week. Anyway, so then the guest starred on TMS 2 weeks ago. When Brian was out of town, and we figured out that we're actually pretty good at doing this together, and it was kind of a weird revelation because I didn't expect it. I knew it'd be fine, I knew it'd be fun, but I didn't know it would just be so natural and easy.
Yeah, it was really easy. It was a lot of fun.
What did you think it was going to be, though, before we got into it? Did you think, oh, freak, I got to sleep next to him, I got to eat by him?
Now I have to podcast with him? What? I thought it was great.
Was that a sound? Did you hear that? Did you hear a boom?
I did hear that.
What was that? Was that me?
Did you toll the bells there?
I don't know what happened. Nothing should have gone off.
It's not. It's 5:05.
Yeah. These lights may go off, by the way, because I still have them daylight saving scheduled to turn off, and so if they do, we just have to.
If we go dark,
if we go dark, then that means the hanky and the panky is beginning. Everybody, that's what that means. Hubba hubba. No, it means we just have to tell the A word over here to turn the lights back on, so it's fine. And I'll fix that later. But that just reminded me of it. Anyway, the point is, after our little experiment, she was
bitten by the bug. It was pretty fun.
It was fun, right? And you even said, oh, we should do that more often. That was way fun. And then we got this feedback. People are like, oh my gosh, you guys are so fun together. You should totally do a show. Why aren't you doing a show? And I said, well, maybe we should do one. So while we were at BlizzCon, we went together. We went together.
We were on the plane on the way there. And I was kind of bugging you like, when do I get to be on again?
Yeah, you were bugging me.
Yeah.
Not me bugging you. I mean, not bugging in the irritating way.
No. Just like I really had a good time, and I thought the feedback was really fun to hear what people thought.
Yeah. So we thought, well, we could do this. We could make a little thing, and so I said, well, let's talk about schedule, because that's one of my biggest problems is I'm kind of full, like across the board, pretty much. But I burped.
But we can make time. We can make time for this.
We can make time.
Create time.
Right.
I like that.
The block of 5 to 6 p.m. Mountain Time
on Thursdays was not taken up yet.
No.
That's the only difference.
Even though Thursday nights is when like all the kids are over for dinner.
Yeah. It's family dinner night, Thursday nights. I highly recommend if you don't do that yet with your married kids. Super fun.
Well, I don't know how many people. Okay, chat room, what do you got out there? You got any married kids, or has everybody got little toddlers?
Or if you're one of the married kids, go to your parents' house and have dinner once a week. It's super fun.
Honey, some of these people raise like cats and stuff. Like they're not even in there yet. They're not going for it.
Well, if
yet.
they're here, they have family.
Do they? Well, oh yeah, because everyone's born. Sure.
Exactly.
No, I get that. We've all...
I think you can all experience family dinner night. And if you don't have that, come on over. It's family dinner night.
Do you ever wonder, I don't know if there's any science to back this up, and I didn't look it up before the show, so this is just purely me saying this now. But do you ever wonder if those who are birthed like the normal way, like out the chute...
Birthed the normal way? Did they just arrive on...
vaginally, when you're birthed that way.
Okay.
Or there's those who came out of the C-section business where they cut you open and pull you out.
Okay, still coming from the same place.
Well, no, I know, but the path is different.
Okay.
And so my thinking is, I've always had this feeling, those that go out the chute normally have a very scary experience going out. Like it's kind of tight and closed in and claustrophobic, and you might be going the wrong direction, and sometimes I got to turn you, and it just seems traumatic, and you come out, your head's like in a cone shape because your skull's not fully hardened yet, so it turned all mush, and you come out looking like a freaking alien. Or they just go open up mom's gut, flop her intestines to the side, and lift you out like the freaking Lion King and rinse you off, put you on a heater, and you're done. I wonder if those people are more chill and have found their chill in life and just don't get bothered by nothing. And then those of us who had to come through the tunnel of love are just messed up. What do you think of that?
Wow. First of all, I'm going to say neither are normal or not normal.
Well, I don't mean.
I know. I'm just saying. I just don't want anybody to feel like, wait a minute, I missed out. I need to do that again. Like I don't. It's not normal or not normal. It's just vaginally or C-section.
Yeah. It's very clinical of you, by the way. Yeah. It's very clinical.
Thank you.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Secondly,
yeah,
I can't believe you called it the love tunnel. Because, man, wow. Okay. Well, because I don't feel that way whenever I was having children anymore. It was like, okay.
No.
All right.
No, but it's but in time of conception.
True.
Oh,
true.
Yeah. But okay, so here's the deal. I would like feedback in that regard. In fact, you can actually even call in the show if you think I'm wrong or if you have anything else to say today. We're literally going to take your calls on the show. I know this seems like a weird idea. I may regret it horribly.
You probably will.
But I've set the lines up, and it can happen.
Oh, great. You don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, no, I have no idea. I really have no idea. It could be...
I'm looking to see what people have to say, because I'm like...
It could be anything.
Someone said Scott wasn't wrong on the love tunnel.
Well...
I think women sometimes are like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, no, right. And I don't want to freak anybody out. But here's the number, by the way, 801-471-0462. That's 801-471-0462. If somebody would put that in the chat and repeat it, that'd be great. I'll do it myself and paste it in there. You can call in if you have thoughts on anything we're saying today. If you have questions for us, as you know, Kim and I are working on a parenting book. That is to say, we've kind of written it, and Scott's lazy and hasn't done the artwork for it yet. But we're getting there, and it's time. We've talked about this before, but I felt like it was important that all of our buns were out of the oven. Nick was the final bun.
Out of the love tunnel?
Out of the love tunnel. The final bun out of the love tunnel.
No, he's now an adult, so that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, he's 18. He voted, by the way.
He did.
I didn't vote my first 18th birthday year. I didn't. I don't remember why, but I didn't. And I remember being mad at myself, thinking, you're a horrible person with terrible civic duty. Why aren't you voting?
I think there's plenty of 18-year-olds that think, my vote doesn't really count. We live in a Republican state, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think there's a lot of that goes on with 18-year-olds because they don't see the change they can make. Even
like in my early 20s when I was voting, there were a couple of times I voted Republican, and when I did, even that felt like my vote didn't matter all that much because I'm voting for the thing that's just going to win. Like I'm just throwing my vote into a pot I've already voted for because we're such a red state, or at least we were then, and we still are.
Yeah.
But like, and just, whatever. But I really like the idea of just sort of activating yourself and putting all that out of your head and just doing the thing that you have the right to do and do it. And he did it. So I'm really proud of him for doing that. You guys barely made it under the wire though, right?
Yeah. By the time he got home from work at 7, the polls closed at 8. So he didn't get home till like 7:30.
Yeah. And you and Carter went too, right?
Yep. Carter went too.
Yeah, so my kids...
I will have to say, though, if I get all my kids in the car, or at least Carter and Nick in the car, and if I start to talk politics, they're like, okay, let's put some music on. So
no, they don't want to hear about it.
They don't want to hear about it. Well, no, I don't think it's that. They know how angry I get.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, okay, we should explain this real quick. I know we're all over the place, but that's because this is a beta show, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. But Kim... We have reputations in the house, okay? It's impossible to avoid. They always say, don't label your kids. Don't do it. But it's kind of hard not to at least categorize them in their own unique way. Carter's always the happy, smiley one with the goofy laugh and always excited about something.
And when she's not, when she cries for no reason at all, and I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, I don't know.
No, she doesn't know half the time.
Why.
If she cries, she doesn't know why she's crying. I mean,
but it's like she's still laughing usually while she's crying.
Yeah, and you can get her to laugh no matter how mad or how sad she is. You can get her to laugh, and it's my favorite thing in the world. There are times where I'll just purposely target something on Amazon or Netflix or something and go, this show is going to make her cry. And so
she's like, shut up, Dad.
And so I'm gonna have her watch it, and she'll do that. She'll get to the part that's sad, and then she'll start really getting sniffy, and I'll look over at her and grin, and then she'll punch me.
Yes.
She'll punch me in the arm really hard because she knows what I'm doing. But I love that sweetness about her, and so she has a category, and I'm there for it, right? The other kids do too. So my point is, Kim and I also have a category with the kids, and here's what it is. Kim, they think, is the quick to temper one, the one that's going to, burn it all down if you treat her wrong. Do you disagree? Like when you're
I just like the way you put that. She's gonna burn it all down if you look at her wrong.
Well, remember what Alfred told Batman? He said, "Some people just want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne." And that's
I'm not that person.
You're like the Joker, honey, is what I'm saying.
oh, that's what I am. Okay.
Well, you got your hair. It's like kind of jokery. No, but if you're not watching the video version of this, she's. And this will. I should say this is going on YouTube. There'll be a podcast version of it, of course, on the feed, and then the VOD will be up on. Where are we now? Twitch. So yeah. Anyway, just letting y'all know. But the point is, we kind of have our things. Kim is the enforcer. She's the one that's like. The hyper vigilant parent.
This doesn't make me sound very nice.
No. It's the opposite because
the enforcer.
Well,
I guess it's true though. I am the enforcer when it comes to a lot of the things in the house.
Yeah, and when I would come, if I came home from work and you had just had it with the kids, it was easy for me to slip into that. Hey, it's Dad. It's cool, Dad.
Yeah, it's Dad. Dad's home.
He's home.
All right.
We can hang out with him now. He's cool. He's not mad at me like Mom is because he didn't have to deal with a thing I did dumb earlier. So I'll hang out with Dad now. He's cool. Like I did kind of have that, and I had that for a long time. And even when it's been full-time Frog Pants since like 08 or 09 or whatever, even then I still sort of have that. And even now, if we're with the kids and one of them misbehaves or says something dumb or whatever, I shouldn't say says something dumb, but you know what I mean. Then you'll sometimes go, no, and I'll go,
hold on a second.
I'll go, oh, it's fine. Everyone's fine. Come here and be fine. All right, we're going to see if this phone thing works.
Okay.
We have somebody on the line. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Josh from Texas.
Hello, Josh from Texas. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Sweet.
Awesome.
He has can you tell, before you ask your question, he kind of has a Texas way about him. Can you hear it, honey? Can you hear it?
Totally.
I love it. I love a good, like, hey, what's up? It's Josh from Texas. Yeehaw! Like that. I love it. Okay, anyway, Josh, what's your thought, question, comment?
So, about whether kids that are birthed, vaginally or C-section, have, like if the C-section babies are more chill, not at all. we had 2 and 2.
Oh, wait, so 4 total and two of which came C-section, and you're saying their behavior is not chill, or they're just no less chill than the other 2 kids, or what?
They are not chill at all. They have the highest like anxiety, and like matter of fact, the 2-year-old is sitting here like clung to me right now.
Ah, see, okay, I got a new theory about this. Hang on the line for a second. Here's what I'm thinking. So, Kim, here's my new theory. You ready for this?
I'm ready. Ready.
I think this is Josh has single-handedly swooped in here and changed my mind for me. Here's what I think is going on. If you're going down the traditional route, aka the love tunnel, but going reverse, that's the thing they're prepped for. It's like, all right, I'm going down. Let's see, is the cord out of my feet? Yep. All right. Flight leaves in how many minutes? Sweet. I'm all set to go. Final boarding call. Ready to go down the chute. And this is the way it's supposed to go. So out the train you go. Now the other kids are like, all right, I'm ready for it. Let's go. We're going down the chute. Let's get out of here. Everything's normal. Oh my gosh, someone has cut the roof off and they're pulling guts out and right? That's what I think may be going on. Josh, what do you think of that there?
Well, that certainly has probably a little bit of truth to it. It doesn't help that both of them, like, what the doctor referred to as earned their C-section.
Yeah.
Oh.
One was tangled in the cord, and the other one was like shoved up in her ribs.
Oh, geez.
So
I love this idea that they earned their troubled birth nature, so they had to be yanked that way. Thanks for the call, by the way. So, but think about it, honey. If you're in an airport, you're getting on the plane normal, and that's great and all.
And then they go, sorry, you need to use the stairs to get to your plane.
Or worse, the roof opens up and a giant hand comes in, grabs you by the neck, and pulls you out. Like you scream and all right.
As long as I get back home, whatever.
The whole thing has flipped.
You have changed his mind, Josh. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. You've done it. If you guys want to call in, you can. Josh just did. You saw how that worked. It was super easy. 801.
I think kids are going to come out and be the personality they're going to be. I really do.
I
really
too.
don't think it's
I do too.
one way or the other. I think they show up that way.
Well, let's talk about that. Well, first, here's the number again, 801-471-0462. But let's talk about this for a second. If that's your theory, and I think I agree with you that they come out kind of predisposed to whoever they're going to be. Or at the very least, they all develop in their own way and become who they're going to become. It may not be as babies, like a 1 minute year old or 1 minute year old doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
A 1 minute old baby isn't all formed, right? We don't have the full whatever Wendy would say, neuro-networked brain pattern business.
I don't think that happens till they're 25 years old.
Yeah, it takes a while. So I guess what I'm saying is by the time they do, it's still their own unique path. And there was not, you playing Mozart while they were in the womb probably didn't make that big of a difference. Or
they may appreciate it.
Or did it, though?
They may learn to appreciate that music easier.
Okay. What if when you were pregnant with Carter, what if I was next to you the whole time going, you got what I need, just over and over?
Then every time you did that, she would kind of have this weird flashback. It might be a little weird for her every time it happened.
All right. Someone in the chat says, how is a baby formed? All right, look, we're not here to teach you
We
the
are not
birds and
science
the bees.
class, I'm sorry.
No. I can tell you the basics.
How old are you?
Yeah.
Listening to this podcast.
We're not experts at anything. We're just good time parents having a good time.
It's like me saying I'm not a chef, I'm a cook.
Oh, right. Wait, what's the difference?
I was not classically trained as a chef, but I love to cook and I'll figure it out.
You don't have the culinary training?
No.
Is that what they call it? That's a thing, isn't it?
Yes,
term?
culinary school.
Yeah. How come you never, did you ever want to do that? Did I ruin that for you?
You didn't ruin anything.
Okay.
No, I could still if I wanted to. I think I enjoy the journey and figuring it out and learning how to do stuff.
Yeah, you're not really the type that wants to.
I don't want to go to school for it. I don't want to run a restaurant. I don't want to be a chef in a restaurant. I'd rather cook at home.
Yeah, but they call you Chef Kim. Yes, Chef Kim.
You can call me that now. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll wear the hat and everything.
You could go to Flavor Town and, I don't know.
I could still do that even. I don't have to be a chef to do that. If I wanted to run around and record everything I made.
Yeah, this is all true. So let's talk about that for a second. Part of perhaps what we'll talk about on the show occasionally is like, Kim made a rad dinner out of nothing, and it's just breadsticks and cheese whiz, and guess what? It's the best gourmet thing you ever ate, or whatever. Like we may talk about those things. Right now in the fridge, there's like a 4-day-old batch of dwindling jambalaya, but it's amazing.
Actually, it's gone.
Is it gone? What happened to it all?
Well, we ate it all.
Did we finish it?
We did.
You didn't throw it out?
No.
Because we'll have words.
No,
we might have a divorce if you threw it out.
I gave some away. We've done, Actually, Taylor specifically asked for that for her baby shower.
Oh, right.
She has all of her friends coming over with their spouses, and they're all having a big dames and damsels in diapers baby shower.
They're calling it dams. What? What'd you call it?
Dames, damsels. No. Dudes.
Well, that's sexist.
Dudes, dames, and diapers.
That dames part, I don't know how I feel about that.
Dames and diapers. That's what it is.
In today's sensitive culture, do you think we can call each other dames? I don't know. Seems a little rough.
That's fine. Anyway, she asked for jambalaya. She asked me specifically to make jambalaya. I think a lot of it has to do with all these friends from high school that are coming, and that's what I used to make for them.
Yeah, we're not advocating bathing your newborn child in jambalaya. Don't do that.
No.
We're just saying eat it at the shower.
So I am making a huge batch of it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
For her baby shower.
Why do they call it a shower? Could you explain that? Do you know?
You shower the new mom with gifts.
And same with wedding shower, same deal?
Bridal shower, same thing. You're showering the new bride with gifts.
Well, they just call it like a bridal gift party or a newborn gift.
Because you're not going to get an invitation that says, come to my gift party. We'd like to shower her with love and gifts and things that she might need when she gets married or has a baby.
But
That's what it's about.
But isn't that only... yeah, you're... Okay.
It's like betrothed.
No, I don't like that, though.
But it sounds a lot better.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know what else you'd call it, though.
The chat room's also asking if you ever posted your recipe. Yes, we did.
Yes.
If you go to... frogpants.com/TMS is actually on the TMS feed. You go to the news feed, and it's a few episodes back, but you'll see the entirety of
2 weeks
the
ago.
thing. Yeah, it's the one. I burped again. It's the one with the.
Everyone knows what you did.
You know what it is? You made this for me before the show. Everyone, look at this liquid here. She made this. What is it?
I didn't make it. Well, it's just like
you mixed
crystallite energy.
Yeah.
You were really, really tired.
I was so tired today. I have not been able. I've hit a wall, post BlizzCon blues kind of wall. It's bad right now. And so Kim says, well, here, I'll make you one of these. It's like caffeinated freaking Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, yeah.
And it's making me all burpy. So,
should be. It's making you a little hyper, too.
Lurpy and burpy. Anyway, what was my thing? Where was I going with that?
The jambalaya. It's on your TMS page.
Oh, yeah, it's on the TMS page. And if you're confused, just look for the episode that has a McRib in the photo for no good reason.
By the way, this happens a lot. What was I talking about? What was going on? And I single word.
Some of them
jambalaya, and he'll.
Some of them are very familiar with that behavior on TMS. I do it all the time. Anyway, so sometimes we'll talk about food because Kim's a foodie. She's a cook.
I love
she
to
loves
cook.
Food. Yeah,
I love food.
Have I told people? I've told people about how you cooked not linguine. What was it?
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Fettuccine Alfredo for like 400 homeless people.
It ended up feeding close to 600. It was between 500 and 600.
5 and 6. It's the first time I've underestimated a number.
You're an overestimator.
I usually hyperbole this number way off.
You overestimate everything usually. But
5 to 600.
We were supposed to feed 300.
Yeah.
Because it was the homeless shelter, and we were feeding the women and children side, and we had enough left over to go over to the men's side and feed that side also. Which was
think
about
of that.
The same amount of people.
That's a lot of fettuccine, and a lot of grateful people, and it went really well. But my point in telling you the story is not to be going, hey, look at my wife. She made food for homeless people. What are you doing? That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is she is a whiz. Like, I don't know how you do that. Somebody comes to me and says, hey, I need you to make food for 500 homeless people. I'd say,
they're getting peanut butter and jelly. Just what Scott would say.
Just give me the cyanide now. Like, I don't want to do this. She can bang that out. It's amazing to me that you do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
It's a really unique skill, and not just the volume thing. It was also a good meal. Like, it wasn't just bland, gross gruel. It was like a good, well-made, has a salad. You had like all the things.
Does anyone eat gruel? I'm not even sure what gruel is.
I don't either.
For you, it's probably grits.
Oh, dude, grits.
Which I absolutely love. I put a fried egg on top and some bacon.
Blah.
And Scott's just like, grits.
I don't like it. Even the best Southern grits are gross to me. And it's just the texture, I think. I think that's it. And that it tastes like kind of nothing.
You say it's the texture, but you eat cream of wheat.
Very rarely, though.
But you don't mind that. It's the same texture.
Yeah, but the cream of wheat I load up with sugar.
Right. The grits have cheese. Yum. Cheese and butter and salt, and then you put a fried egg on it and some bacon.
I guess if you flavor it up, it's not so bad. Where were we recently had?
Mine's really good.
Where were we where we had breakfast and they had grits there? It was what was this recently? Maybe on the trip.
No, they didn't have any.
No, you weren't there. It was upstairs in the media room. They had some grits one day, and they were actually okay. And they called it something else, but they were grits. But it was called corn units. I don't remember. Something weird.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's also part of my problem is I don't like the term grit. You know what I mean? Grit, honey. Hey, want some grit?
I had a T-shirt years ago that said grits on it. It says "Girls Raised in the South." Does that make you feel better?
No, it's dumb.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Actually, I don't.
I was raised in the South. That's why it works for me.
Yeah, she's from Mississippi.
I'm a grits.
Yeah, you're a grit for sure.
I bet you like grits now.
I like them a lot more. But grit always sounds like something like sand in your swimsuit place. You know what I mean? Like,
seriously.
I've been down to the beach. What's the matter? I got sand in my vajayjay. That's no good.
And it's all gritty.
Yeah, gritty vajayjay. Gritty love tunnel.
Oh my gosh.
That's a throwback to earlier, folks.
Okay.
Anyway, so
this is PG-13. What do we got going on?
Yeah, we're about 13, aren't we? Okay. I feel like I'm about 13.
I'm just saying the content might not be quite.
Well, they don't rate it. See, that's the beauty of podcasting in 2018. Nobody rates anything. It's all just it's what you decide to rate it. So
Carter just texted me, "Can we have grits for dinner?"
Are you kidding?
She's listening.
She really did say that?
She just said that.
She's not listening to the show.
I think she is. She's on the train coming home.
Carter, are you listening? I don't know how she'd tell me. If she texts you back that she's listening, that'll crack me up.
I will laugh. But I think that's got to be why she asked that. Otherwise, well, she really likes grits too.
Yeah. Scott and Kim, after dark. Up all night. All right. So there's another piece of the show you'll get. A little bit of foodie business. Your calls is part of this, I think. And again, that number you want to write down. I'll have it displayed in future streams, but it's 801-471-0462. It's the same number I give out on all the shows. And I'll let you call in live if you'd like to do that.
Oh, someone sent in Skimamax.
Skimamax. Hey, that's like, that's people pretending to do it that are basically nude. I'll tell you, want to hear a funny story? You want to hear a story? This is
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, it's a good one.
Is it one I know?
No.
Okay.
When I was probably 12 or 13,
okay,
we were over at, it may have been like Mark's place, my brother Mark, who's 10 years older than me, so he would have been like 22, 23 then. I can't remember exactly, but somebody had a big satellite dish, like the big full-size one, like old school, like the way they used to do it.
in the yard.
Yeah, in the yard. It was basically
Not
a
on the,
quarter
on
of your
the house.
yard.
It would just crush your whole house.
Yeah, it was awful. It was a terrible time. And
the size of a trampoline in your backyard.
yeah, it was like we were contacting aliens. They were terrible. So you had this huge thing, or whoever it was. It may not have been Mark, but we were over there, and somebody was showing it off to me, and they're flipping the channels around. And back then, it took a while. It wasn't instantaneous or even close to it. It would be, the thing would actually be outside going, moving, and then you get a channel.
It has to turn?
Yeah, it physically turned to get channels.
Oh, my gosh.
And so they would eventually do that. And so when you would skip past a channel, what would often happen is it would go, and then as it passed a middle channel, it would briefly show on the screen what that was supposed to be, and then go on to the final thing you were looking for. And at that age, girls are aliens. You're like, so like, whoa, girls, whoa. And I remember him changing a channel. This is so embarrassing. Why am I telling this story?
I don't know.
Changing the channel from like some sports channel to some movie channel. But in the in-between, there was a scrambled channel, because that's what you used to do to the stuff that was a little, if you had something nasty out there, you'd scramble it. And sometimes it was scrambled by you, the person receiving it, and sometimes it was scrambled by the satellite provider or the people sending.
Usually the channel. Because they're like, well, you're not getting this unless you pay for it.
Yeah, it was kind of Wild West back then, but, whatever. So he goes past it, and I could tell, even though it was basically just snow and white noise, I saw like a shape of a lady in there.
Of course you did, because you're 13.
Because I'm 13.
You can see a shape of a lady in anything.
Right.
Like in the night sky, you're looking at the stars going, I think they're doing it.
Yeah, totally, dude. So I saw this, and I went, oh. And my brain memorized that it was between like 102 and like 104.
In like the split second that it's skipping through this?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it was between these two channels, and I remembered it. So when everybody else was asleep, me and, I don't know, a friend or a cousin or somebody, I don't remember who was with me. I was very young. Got in front of the TV, turned it on, turned it to the in-between space that was just this, there wasn't anything. And every once in a while you'd see, like, I think that's an elbow. Yeah, it's an elbow.
Oh, it's sexy elbow.
Every once in a while you'd see what was sort of like a boob. And you were like, oh, it's like a boob.
It's either a boob or an eyeball. I can't tell with all the snow on the thing.
Yeah. I think that was the channel, like 103. Well, whatever. They're all different. But it was, I remember being fascinated. And we were up to like 3, just staring at this, like, this broken, ruined, scramble. There's no sound. It was just.
Well, yeah, because you're turning it down because everyone's asleep.
Yeah.
So it's like in dead silence. And
I remember being terrified that my mom or somebody was going to come out and go, I think
what are you watching?
I just saw a boob as well.
Anyone else would be like, they've got to be asleep because it's just snow on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. So to this day, it may not have been anything. That's what's funny, is it may have been totally in our imaginations, or it could have been a scrambled channel of like, I don't know,
Is
Barnaby
that what it's
Jones.
going to be? Cinemax? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, my point is like, Skinamax, which is what people call it.
No, they said Skimamax.
Yeah, but they call it that because Skinamax is what they call Cinemax.
Yes. I got it. I knew that.
You knew that? You knew that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
But what was I don't even know what my point was.
You were just talking about that because someone mentioned Skimamax as the name of our show.
Oh, so I just brought that up. I don't know why I brought that up, but it was enjoyable. Anyway. Oh, they've got an example in the chat. I'm going to click this very dangerously and see what it is. Hold on.
This could be scary.
Oh, yeah. No, this is it. Weird.
What are you
There was
watching
no
over
music,
there?
though. I wish you could see this. Okay, hold on. Chad, I'll put this up on screen. This isn't anything you have to worry about. It's not, not unsafe for work or anything because you can't see anything. But look at this. It's
called. Wondering why there's snow on your screen too.
So look at this. I'm gonna play it. You can't actually see anything, or can you? If you can, I don't know if you can or can't. Oh my gosh, maybe you can. I can't look. I don't know. I think my brain's like trying to show me things. But when you're that young or whatever, it's one of those deals where you're like, it's fascinating to you. Your hormones are kicking in. You're a young little puberty man. You're puberty man. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, that is like alien TV.
Peds 25 in the chat says, I think I see a wiener. No. I didn't see any of that. If there were things, I didn't see it, and neither did you. Okay. The point is, there's no point. I just wanted to tell you that story.
I didn't see anything, and neither did you.
That's right.
That was very parental there.
Now, as far as this book goes, we are working on it, and we will have it, and we will present it to the people.
We will stand atop the mountain
That's
and present it to the people.
And if you've got kids, or you're thinking about having kids, if they're young, if they're brand new, if they're older, if they're teens, whatever, we're going to have stuff in there for the whole range. It's going to be everything from
newborn to adult kids.
Exactly.
We have adult kids now, and we like to talk about them.
Right. We'll have a chapter on who does barf, who does poo. Kim does poo, I do barf.
Yeah, it's very specific.
I have to do barf.
I can't even do the dog barf. Blah.
Why? Can we get into this for a second? Know. Why do you have such a deal with barf?
I don't know. I think I have a really, really strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. If I smell anything, I'm just dying.
Well, do you... that's interesting. So that's mostly an olfactory response.
Yes.
Look at me with the big words. Are you impressed?
I'm super impressed.
Thank you. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So for me, I don't enjoy it. It's not like I walk in and go, the lofty smells. It's like spring in here with the barf. Like, I'm not into it either. But for whatever reason, with the kids anyway. Now, if it's an adult, like let's say some guy in the bus just goes and hurls all over everybody, or you're on a plane or something and that happens. Oh, that happened to us. Remember the Chinese girl from the group of the Chinese girls?
Is that the name of the band?
No.
The group of the Chinese girls.
The group of the Chinese girls.
One of the girls got sick, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that?
And I just had to turn away. I couldn't.
Yeah, you had to compartmentalize
I was like, okay, Zen moment. I got to just...
Yeah. I don't know why I have this attitude of like, if it happens, I'm like, well, this is what we got. This is what we're going to have to deal with, and we just deal with it.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
I had a lot of younger siblings. I was one of the oldest. And so... because there were so many, every time someone would get sick, sometimes my mom would be taking care of one of the other kids, and I remember my sister barfed.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, you need to help me and clean that up. And I literally threw up on top of it and walked away. It was so much worse because she wanted me to do it, and I just couldn't do it. The idea... I literally barfed on top of her barf and then had to go away because I couldn't help.
That is really funny.
It was really bad.
Yeah, I like that story a lot. I never heard that one. That's really good.
Really?
Yeah. You saved it for our premiere 0 episode.
Oh, good.
But yeah, like you probably some of that is just like a little bit
of a
not scarring. What's the word? Left you with a
traumatic experience.
PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of that.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just...
Well, I remember one time, my friend Peter, his name was Peter.
Peter.
Peter Moore was his name, not the Peter Moore that ran EA Games for a long time and also Sega
or
and
was
stuff
it?
like that. Well, maybe. He's British, so I don't think it's him. But,
probably not. Then, okay.
This is a kid up the street named Peter Moore, and I had a crush on his sister. Jessica Moore. You've heard of Jessica.
I have.
Yeah. I used to have
I think I've met her once before.
Huge crush on her.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. I hear she's like all weird looking now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he is being told by his mother or dad, or I don't remember, maybe both. They said, Peter, you've got to go outside and clean up the dog poo on the driveway before the snow gets too thick because it'll just get buried in there.
It'll just be a slippery mess.
And why the dog's pooping on the driveway anyway, I don't know, but he was. And it was a big dog, and he went out there, and it was kind of one of those wet, sloshy snows. And
I
it was
thought you were
just
going to say wet, sloshy poo. I was like, oh.
well, kind of, yeah. Like it was all gross and very smelly and awful. It was bad. And I remember Peter having such a hard time with it that he yacked on the poo. He barfed on top of the poo.
Gosh.
So then he laid in the snow and was like, I can't do it. And I felt so bad and I didn't want to get him in trouble that I cleaned it up. And I wonder if that prepared me to be a better first responder to these things.
And parent.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it just doesn't get me the way it gets you.
Yeah, I start gagging and I can't talk and it's not
I don't like it. Trust me, I don't
I
like
walk in when the dog barks and I'm like, Scott, you got to take care
What happened? The dog barked. I'm like, oh, come on, you guys. It's not that big a deal. Just get a spatula.
You say that every time, but then I took care of all the dirty diapers. It worked.
Yeah, that's true. It was fine. No one except that time I was at the Ultimate Electronics.
I was not there.
That was the worst
day. I couldn't
day.
help you because I was not there.
Carter or Taylor and her smear-ups. That was a bad day. I can't believe she's an adult and about to have her own kid because back in the day, man, it was rough. Anyway, but I technically am. Kim's a number 2 responder. I'm a
number 2 responder.
Anyway, there'll be a chapter about that, for example.
Yes.
Even though that seems gross, there's actually a thing. There's a way to create relationship roles as parents to best handle your kids when they don't feel good or when they're dealing with, kind of grody stuff. And because you love them, it's not that gross. You love your kids. You want them to be well. And I remember Carter. She's such a hoot. She's the weirdest kid. Like when the others would get sick, they'd just be depressed and cranky. When Carter be sick, like she could, and then she'd turn right around and go, "Oh, that was so weird. I totally barfed just now, and it was weird." And blah, 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 and she would like turn all happy and want to talk about it.
Yeah.
What an odd kid.
She was super fun growing up.
Yeah.
Not that the other two weren't. Yeah. She was just funnier that way.
Without a doubt. Still is. Still kind of funny that way.
Yeah, but Nick was like, Taylor was the one that was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, she always say, I don't want to. Yeah. And then Nick would
she hated to throw up.
Nick would cry a little, and then I'd pick him up, and he would.
And you literally had 7 seconds. We kind of counted it down one time. 7 seconds before you knew it was going to be bad.
He was like clockwork.
You had 7 seconds to literally pick him up when he was little and rush to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then he would make it.
And if you were within 7 seconds of the bathroom, he'd make it.
He'd make it to the toilet. No problem.
But this is the sort of thing that makes people not want to have kids, and I understand that. I promise you, a lot of people do.
Totally worth it. And they don't, it's not like this constant thing. No. Every single day there's a barf moment. There's just when they get sick. It's
I can count them on
just
one
like
hand.
Now when you get sick.
I can count them. I can count them on one hand how many times we had to really deal with super sick kids. Very rare.
More than one. Okay. Both hands.
Maybe a hand and a half.
I would say about once a year, if you ended up with the flu or a cold at your house, then it went through everyone. It had to go through everyone.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
And that happened when they were in school.
Yeah.
They were around a lot of other kids, but it was no big deal.
I haven't barfed since 2005, and when I did, it's because we all got food poison from that Mexican place. Yeah. Yep. Everybody got sick.
2005?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Still rolling with that record. And before that, 98. Before that, don't remember.
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
You just don't like to, though.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, there's definitely been times where I should have.
See, and I'm the opposite. I would prefer, I know I'm going to feel better if I just go throw up.
Yeah. Yeah. And
when I'm sick. It's about once a year is all. It's not that often.
And part of that chapter may be, don't tell your kids, have your kids, they go through this. They're supposed to go through this. They're supposed to learn what it's like to take care of themselves and to know the difference between feeling bad and feeling good and the signs of, all this. And this is part of life, man. It's good. So
it's all a lot of fun.
I had somebody once, I'm not going to say who said it because they're prominent in our community. I don't want to say who they are, but somebody once told me that if you're not barfing once a month, you're doing it wrong. Which I thought was kind of an odd thing to say. Don't you think?
I don't think around here we've been that sick, once a month.
I just don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
If it's a girl's part of your PMS, that's one thing. But hey, look, maybe that is. Maybe that's the thing.
Your weird girly part stuff, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how cramps work. I just know the results.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a chapter, for example. Now we'll move to less unpleasant details. Like, for example, we'll have a whole chapter on your kid's very first day of school. I don't mean first day of school in junior high or high school. Those are separate things. But
you mean kindergarten?
Yeah. Like putting them in their cute little outfit and their dumb little backpacks and You take them down there and they
so fun.
line up on the wall with the other kids and they're waving at you as if you're just like the greatest adult in the room because you are to them.
But some kids don't take it that easily. I mean, our kids were like, see ya, you're going to leave now? But some kids really have a hard time with that. I was like a mess. I'd be like, it's the first day of school. I can't believe it. And I'm just bawling. And they're like, see you, Mom.
Bye, Mom. Well, Nick,
you're embarrassing me now.
I feel like Nick was super stoked until he got there and then he got
Oh,
sad.
he was so happy to go. Are you
Was
kidding
he?
me? Oh, he was so excited. He had his little white button-down shirt and his little shorts because we went to a charter school, and so we had uniforms.
I have pictures of this
and
somewhere.
He wore a little tie, which was adorable.
Yeah, it was. He was a cute kid. Here's something you should
hear.
You know what? I'll give you a freebie. This may even be in the book, but I'll give it to you now. If your kid, teach your children, especially those of you who live in states here in the States or parts of the world where it's cold, okay, and they might be outside for recess or something. Don't let them zip their coats up with their arms inside and not through the sleeves. All right? Now, by that, what I mean by that is just making yourself into basically you've trapped yourself. And Taylor did this once, so she zipped her coat up completely. Her arms are inside of the coat.
Because she was cold.
Right.
And it was icy.
Yeah, and she thought if she did that, she'd be warmer.
But she also did not tie her shoes.
Right, and her sleeves are flopping because her arms are trapped inside, and it's icy, and her shoelaces were untied, and she slipped and tripped on a shoelace.
Yep.
And fell forward and couldn't put her arms out to stop her. So all she could do was fall forward and hit the cement on her head.
Yep.
And she got the biggest, gnarliest goose egg right up here.
And a stitch because it broke skin.
Yep.
She hit a rock, I think, or something. It was awful.
Yeah.
So scary.
It was real bad. She came home. It was like out to here.
No, they called me I had to go pick her up.
Well, right, but when you brought her home.
She didn't even make it home. Yeah.
You brought her home, though, right? Yeah. I think we took her in, too, checking for...
I did. No, I took her right in, made sure she didn't have a concussion.
Yeah.
But she did split the skin on her forehead and ended up with a stitch.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, what was she, 6, 7, 8?
Maybe a little older. Maybe she was closer to 8 because it was 2nd or 3rd grade.
Yeah, real bad move.
Not the smartest.
To this day,
move.
if you meet my daughter, I don't want you to don't stare at it too much, but she still has this thing here.
Yeah, she has a scar.
Not only that, she has a lump. It's like a
little lump and a scar. Not huge or anything. She's not.
It's not like a goiter or something. Right?
I hope she's not listening. She'd be like, Dad, shut up. Stop talking about me.
She hates this. But she
mostly because she is the one that did it to herself.
She's embarrassed.
She's embarrassed. Like, yeah, well, it was cold.
And not a lot of people know this, but my daughter, when she was 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 14
so it was 11 to 14.
She had 11 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
She had seizures. They were called focal seizures, and they scared us to death. We eventually kind of got our head around them and understood what they were. But basically, it means you're kind of awake during them.
It had to do with puberty.
Mm-hmm. I still think it had a little to do with her banging her head at 1,000 miles an hour on her forehead. I still think
that was
it
not
had
confirmed.
Not confirmed, but not proven.
That's your
not
dad
ruled
tuition.
Out. It is my dad tuition.
Yeah.
On that, yeah.
Yeah.
So just be careful. Don't let him. She's fine now. She doesn't have those anymore. And I'm glad they wanted to give her medicine. I remember them going, okay, we're going to give her these antipsychotic, blah, 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 whatever's.
Anti-seizure.
And we asked them, well, what side effects are there? And they said,
one of them was a possibility.
She'll never have kids.
Yeah. And I was like, absolutely not.
I said, no, we're not going to take that from her. We know how to manage this. And if they're truly focal seizures, if the theory plays out and it's a temporary puberty-driven thing, then it'll stop and all's the good, right? We don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right. After she hit puberty, they stopped.
They stopped. And so I'm really glad we did that. Had we panicked and said, oh, no, here, take this medication instead of managing it the way we were managing it, she wouldn't be pregnant with a 7-month-old fetus right now. So is that how long she is? For how long she is?
Pretty close.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I'm going to be a grandpa. Anyway. Point is, kids get hurt, but you can do
your research before you put them on medication.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at these lessons we're learning today.
Look at that.
This is fantastic. All right. Also, a quick format note. This little experiment every week will likely be around an hour. That's the plan. Don't want to go too long. Don't want to go too short.
Yep. For now, that's perfect.
Now, yeah. And I think it could be really fun. I made kind of a promise to myself not long ago that I wouldn't do any new projects unless I had a monetization plan in mind. And here's the problem that I'm running into with this. We could do a Patreon because, everyone does. But I feel like I've got a lot of those out there, and I don't want to over Patreon people. We could kickstart a bunch of episodes and then kickstart new seasons, but same kind of thing, right? I don't want it to feel like I don't want it to feel
you don't want to
heavy.
Oversaturate that stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to oversaturate
Absolutely.
it. I want it to be fair to listeners. I want it to feel good to them. We could go after sponsors, but that takes forever, sometimes years before a show gets to a place where a sponsor even cares. So here's what I was thinking. In order to make this work really well, what I would like is, especially if you have your Amazon Prime free sub, and some of you may have it and don't even know how to put it in or use it. It's super easy. But if you have Amazon Prime as part of your, you do shipping with Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Prime Video, whatever, you have a Prime membership with Amazon. Because Amazon owns Twitch, they give you a free sub to put it anywhere you want on Twitch. And the sub meaning that normally it's like a $4.99 sub that you subscribe to a channel, your favorite channel. And by doing that, commercials are removed from that channel, and you're supporting the creator, in that case us, and and you get it for free. It doesn't actually cost you anything if you're already getting Prime. So if you've already got that thing and you're like, I don't really have anywhere to put that, easy peasy. Why don't you stick it on this channel? That'll help us a lot.
Absolutely.
If some of you are like, well, I don't have Amazon or I don't do Prime, but I'd really like to sub anyway, you can do that too. You can just hit the little sub button at the top of the screen and it'll go through the motions and do your thing. And it can be canceled or reinstated or whatever 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. You have full control over it. It's nothing weird. But I think that would help a lot in for us to justify this and to do it. I actually really want to do it regardless. But, it's good to think of you got to pay the bills, man. You got to pay the bills.
We got to pay the bills.
So, look, some very nice people are already doing it. Melissa Dankst, Mr. Crispy Fresh, and A Sandwich have all just done Twitch Prime.
You guys are awesome.
And in particular, Mr. Crispy Sandwich did a full Tier 1 sub. That also means you get access to all the Frog Pants emotes and stuff like that. If you rather do bits, that's cool too. This is all stuff Kim probably doesn't even know about, right? You don't even know how the Twitch thing works. But then,
no, I do all the other stuff.
Here's the
Not
other
this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We're all eating, living,
clean laundry.
sleeping. Yeah, we're all surviving because of Kim. I do this other part that she doesn't need to bother with.
And that's perfect. I don't need to know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And I'm going to do some new emotes for you and I. So we'll do some fun little Kim, cool purple mohawk stuff.
There we go. It's a faux hawk,
yeah.
but yes.
But yeah, that's basically it. Now, as far as how it'll work for the podcast, there's no individual feed yet. It's going to be on the Frog Pants mega feed. If you don't know what that is, go to frogpants.com, and on the podcast page, there's a link to this. And it's just like it's a feed that all the Frog Pants shows get put on every time there's a new show. One feed gets everything. That's for people who just want all of it, so they get it all in one place. But it will have its own feed probably in the next few days. Just got to wait for approvals from iTunes, Google Play, those kind of people. But I feel like, Kim, we've confirmed that we're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm in.
Yeah, and there'll be a little bit more format than me just going off about C-sections and love tunnels. Okay?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we'll have some kind of format and things, and let us know what you want to hear.
Hey, what if we did a whole episode on healthy marital sex life?
Okay.
What if we did that?
That sounds good.
Would you really do? Would you be into it?
I'd be happy to, of course.
Okay. Boy, that'll be something. I don't even know. We've done it at least 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
We have proof that happened. But no, we pride ourselves, and we date. Everyone, forget about sex for a minute, but we date all the time. We have a date at least once a week.
Once a week.
Sometimes more.
And it's usually, it can be lunch for us, because sometimes he has time during the middle of the day. But date night doesn't have to be dinner and a movie and $55 later. It doesn't have to be that kind of thing. We can go hang out at a park with a picnic, and it's super fun.
Yeah. And the Carter, if you're listening, sorry, we're not trying to be weird. But you did come, you got here. You did come out the love tunnel, so
naturally is in no drugs. That isn't the
Kim
way.
went. You guys know Kim went natural on their first 2 births.
Yeah.
Both Nick both Carter.
But I wasn't
Taylor.
a hippie about it. Like, I'm never taking anything. No, I was like, let's see how long I can handle this. I've got a high tolerance for pain. I can do this.
What are you saying about hippies? You don't like hippies?
I'm just saying I'm not like anti-drugs.
Yeah, but you're anti-hippie, clearly. You don't like the hippies.
No, I'm saying I wasn't being one. This isn't the reason I went natural.
I understand.
But I got to the very end, and I'm like, you know what? This really hurts.
Yeah.
It's time.
And you got to a point, they're like, hey, well, I'll take
sorry,
that thing.
ma'am, you're at a 10, it's time to push. You can't have anything.
Yeah, when Kim wanted it way too late with the first two, and then...
then with Nick, I was like, you know what? Just for fun, let's try being induced and have the drugs.
Why? Can you tell me psychologically... Okay, this is a great thing to end on.
Okay.
Why did you want to do the natural thing in the first place? What was driving you?
That's what I'm saying. There wasn't anything driving me. I just thought, let's see how long I can do this.
Okay, so that's your driver then.
That was my driver. Let's see if I can.
This is why Kim... Well, you were because they took it down, but you were on this wings place. They have like the ghost pepper challenge thing.
Oh yeah, the hot wing challenge.
Yeah, and Kim's photo was up among all the people who pulled it off, which is a very small number of people. It's like 5 compared to the attempts, and they had this other wall filled with photos of like people crying and doing thumbs up for cameras. And Kim went in there mainly just to make sure Taylor's friends knew that she could do it because you do anything for your kids. She did the challenge and won, and the only female ever.
I was the only girl on the wall for a long time.
So you're like this, but the idea that you were like, I'm going to do natural childbirth, which is the most painful thing known to man. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
I'm going to try it. Why?
That's intense.
I'm not going to say no to anything unless I've tried it. Well, that's not true.
Oh, well, what? Like what? Name something.
There's some limitations there. I'm not going to go there. Anyway.
Oh, hold on. I want to find out. Would you go to? Okay, here you go.
Here I go.
Would you go to the Netherlands and snort cocaine off the butt of a prostitute?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I got another one for you.
I don't snort anything.
Right. Would you get stuck in the wilderness, engage in hand-to-hand combat with a bear, slice the bear open, and then get inside of its body to stay warm overnight?
I don't think I'd win.
Oh.
I think the bear would win.
Okay.
But I would go try one of those things where you have to eat and forage for your food and all that kind of stuff.
Of course you would. You're up for those kinds of challenges.
I'd try it.
Not me. I
just want to be. I want an out if I decide that's not the thing.
That's like camping in hell. Okay, how about this? Here's one. Would you ever do the milk chug challenge?
No, gosh.
You don't want to do that?
I don't. I will throw up because I need to, but I don't want to purposely try to throw up.
Yeah.
That's not my favorite thing to do.
Right.
No.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
Someone said Vegas in the chat, so I'm going to go this way. Would you go to the Cosmopolitan? Mm-hmm. And in the Cosmo, they have that cool escalator that's actually curved and goes up in a spiral?
Yeah.
Would you stand on the bottom step and then put your tongue on the handrail, and the entire ride up, you just lick the handrail all the way up? Would you do that? Never kiss me again, but would you do it?
I don't think I would, only because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know what else has been on that handrail.
Kim makes a good point. All right. Well, you know what that means, folks. It means that we're done here. There's our music. We're going to get out of here, and it was way fun. I enjoyed this.
That was a lot of fun. Love you all. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, we'll be back, next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
5 p.m. We'll put it in the schedule, so it'll be permanently there. If you're interested in more of this stuff, go to frogpants.com. Soon enough, we'll have a posting there, and you can find all this stuff. Again, we'll do it for about an hour, which is what we've done today. And we love it. Don't we? We do.
I do.
We like it a lot. If you have any questions, though, you can email me, and it'll be coming to the show because I'll know what you're talking about just by going to either Frogpants and use the contact page, or you can email me at scott@frogpants.com. We'll be happy to answer your questions. And next week, maybe we'll get some callers. Thank you, Daniel, for testing that out. I appreciate it.
If you have any questions for me, send it to the same place, and I will do my best to get to all of it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to them. That's what we do, is we get to them. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening once again.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you next week. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.